Hey, what's going on? It's Rick here, and if you guys watched my unboxing video on this guy, the new Nintendo 3DS XL, this is Majora's Mask Edition, thanks very much for doing so. If you haven't, I encourage you to check it out. I get some really up-close images of this for you guys, so hopefully you enjoy that. I want to give you just my brief overall impressions of this. I've had some time to play with it now. Of course, I've had DSs in the past, so I can compare my experience, and what I will tell you, the big question here that I've already received from some people is it worth the upgrade, especially if I have an existing Nintendo 3DS or 3DS XL? My answer, short answer, yes, absolutely. And I can sum it up like this. The original 3DS and 3DS XL feel like an alpha version or a beta version of a product compared to this. That's a bit of a strong statement, but let me go ahead and explain just a few reasons why. First off, the 3D on this. Remember, on the original 3DS and 3DS XL, to play with 3D on, you had to have it in a sweet spot, which was like right here in front of you. You move it down low, move it up high, to the left or to the right, you lost the 3D. And so what would happen is, for me, I'd turn the 3D off. I'd never play it with 3D. I might pop it on for a minute and go, oh, that looks cool. Wish I could play it with 3D on, and turn it back off because I would always lose the 3D effect. What they've done here, let me flip it around and show you, right there next to the camera, that little one right there, that's your face tracking. And if you play it in the dark or at night, you'll see that there's a hint of a red light that comes on there. It's not distracting or anything like that. And that tracks where your eyes and your head and your face is, so that it's working about 98–99% of the time. Very rarely do I find that that 3D effect doubles up or gets, knocked out of place or whatever you want to say. It works exceptionally well, and it feels like a finished product to me. So much so that it's the exact opposite in this go-round. I'm actually leaving the 3D on all the time, and very rarely do I find myself turning it off. So that in itself makes this system all the worthwhile to me, because it's cool. It's really a cool 3D effect. Next up, let's talk about the processing power. So Nintendo has said they have boosted up the processing power on this. The best example I can give you, and I'll do a separate video of this side by side in the future to show you what it looks like in person. Monster Hunter 4. When that game loads up on the original 3DS, 3DS XL, and even when you're going between scenes, the loading screen takes a decent amount of time. On this new version, it's fast. It's really fast. It does not take that long at all. So the processing power is there. That's just a glimpse of it. I know it's going to be utilized for new games that will not play on the original 3DS or 3DS XL. So there's a little bit of future-proofing there by picking up this system. The last thing I'll talk about, and then I'll just get into two minor gripes here, is the improved control. So you're going to get the C-stick right here, that little gray guy. The best way I can describe that is, if you haven't had a chance to get your hands on one of these yet or get into a store and kind of play around with it, get a pencil, make sure it has a brand new eraser, put your thumb on top of that eraser and go like this. Now you've experienced what the C-stick feels like. No joke. It works very well, but it's not like your traditional controls, to where when you move a control pad, you feel it move. I mean, you really don't feel it move all that much, but when you're moving your thumb or your finger across it, it works, and it works very, very well for camera controls and things like that. Tried it in Majora's Mask, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil. It's very, very well executed. So good stuff there. Same thing with these buttons up along the top here. So these are going to be utilized in more and more games, so you get some additional buttons. And again, for future titles, it's a bit of a future-proof effect. And even for some of the existing titles out there. So real quickly, just two gripes really on this system. It is a fingerprint magnet. I said that in my unboxing video. I mean, you may not catch it here, but when you look at it, you're gonna see fingerprinting on this. So you're gonna need to wipe it down from time to time. And then the other thing is to change the the micro SD card. There is a screw here, and then there's a screw right there. You've got to undo those two screws, take your time, go slow. Then you've got to kind of get a fingernail in here and work all the way around and pop this back shell off. It will expose two things. One, the battery that's replaceable, and two, the micro SD card, which you can swap out, and then you just need to pop this back on, put the screws back in. Don't over tighten it. You don't want to break anything, and that's all there is to it. It's a minor gripe. It would have been nice to have something along the side, but I get it. You know, the layout has changed a little bit on the internals, so they did what they had to do. At least we can change it, so that's a nice thing. Overall, at the end of the day, this is definitely worthwhile for a purchase, especially if you've got a great library of 3DS games, or if you're getting into handheld gaming for the very first time. I also have a Vita, and not to slam that system, they're totally different, and I don't play my Vita all that much, so between the two, I definitely get the nod to this. And like I said, if I could sum it up in simple terms, I would say that this is a refined finished product. It makes the original 3DS and 3DS XL almost feel like a beta version. So total thumbs up on this. And I would say no hesitation in recommending you guys to pick one up. That's going to do it for this time. If you have questions, comments, feedback, leave them down below. You can hit me up on Twitter at metagamers. Stay tuned because I will do some other videos. I'll do game reviews. I'll do side-by-side comparisons so you can see what those loading times look like and stuff like that. If you guys are going to get one of these come February 13th, leave a comment down below. I'd be curious to see which one you're getting. I'm hearing all kinds of things, crazy stuff about how limited this is really going to be. Now I'm hearing the red version might be really limited, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. We'll see how it all plays out on February 13th. So let me know down in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.